You're welcome to another episode of Fertility Talk with Olarunke Thaddeus. And on today's episode, I will be discussing high multiple births, okay? Most especially triplets or quadruplets, or when you have sextuplets, So that's the topic. So many times, a lot of intending parents or mothers would chat me up and made a request, and you hear questions such as, what can I do to have twins? What can I do to have triplets? And my response has always been, we don't have control over implantation. We don't have control over the numbers of embryos that would implant in there, in your womb, okay? For us in this part of the world, this is Nigeria, we can transfer as much as 3 embryos. I know of hospitals that transfer 2 embryos. Once the transfer is done, implantation would take place, might not take place, but the truth is no one can guarantee the numbers that would implant. And in some cases you would find embryos dividing, okay? Even those that transfer 2 embryos, one of them can divide, and you will end up having triplets that they are trying to avoid, okay? So what happens? Why are obstetricians, why are they trying to avoid multiples, high pregnancy? Why? But they have their reason, which I'm going to talk about. But on the other side, are intending mothers who really desire to have multiples. They want to have triplets, and a lot of time their main aim is so that they can just get pregnant once and for all and move on, But on the other hand, is your doctor trying to watch out for you? He's trying to look out for you, yes, because he knows some certain stuff. And I'll quickly discuss risks that are associated with having multiple births, okay? So the first risk I'm going to discuss is on the part of the mother, the carrier, whether you're the one carrying your pregnancy or even the surrogate carrying the pregnancy for you. Number one is the risk of having heart issue is there, because with high multiple pregnancy, you are putting a lot of risk on your heart, okay? So you might be having your pulse, irregular pulses and all that, which will be affecting your heart, okay? So that risk is there. The risk of having hypertension is there, okay? Even with IVF pregnancy comes that risk of hypertension. Of course, the stress itself, the stress is there. Stress of carrying triplets, quadruplets is there. You would honestly not enjoy yourself for that period of time. Your belly would double the usual pregnancy size, and to sleep is going to be difficult. Some would be hospitalized throughout that period. Some would not be able to eat. Some will not be able to do anything. Okay, they will just have to carry that pregnancy. All that risk, all that complication is there. Even with one pregnancy, you might still experience this, but of course the risk is a bit reduced compared to when you have triplets and above, okay? So the risk on the mother is enormous, and that is why a lot of obstetricians shy away from transferring more than 2 embryos into you, okay? So when they turn you down, is because they are trying to watch out for you, is because they are trying to protect you, okay? But sometimes they are not God. Even when they transfer to, it can end up to divide to 3. And so if that should happen, what that means is that you are going to deliver preterm baby, especially when you're carrying triplets and above. Full-time baby are babies that are born between 37 to 42 weeks, but preterm, okay, so that means they have to be delivered between 30 to 33 weeks. So your baby would end up in neonatal intensive care unit, okay? So what are the risks there? Honestly speaking, risk of taking care of preterm itself is a huge fear to a lot of pediatricians. So you find them trying to battle with infection for the baby, battling to ensure that the baby feeds very well, the baby's nutrition is there. Also see that the baby the babies do not have jaundice, and of course they are trying to regulate temperature for the baby. All that are risk. There are factors that you will be confronted with when you have preterm baby. Of course, the financial aspect of it is there. Having baby in NICU is very, very expensive. Okay, of course, your baby might need oxygen. Your baby might also need, some will need CPAP, some will need ventilators. All that are there when you happen to have multiple babies. Okay, so all these are factors that your pediatricians, your obstetricians are trying to avoid. But when God says yes to you having triplets, yes, so you have to prepare and know that yes, these are issues that needs to be sorted out. Of course, with good facilities, yes, you can. We've been able to take care of triplets, and our intending parents would happily go home with their baby at the end of the day. But that's not to say sometimes we don't have issues with triplets, with babies, with triplet babies that are born prematurely. Okay, so the important thing when you are trying to do your IVF is actually to weigh all these options. Okay, so weigh the options of your doctor transferring 2 embryos into you, or transferring 3 embryos into you. You have to weigh those options. I am of the opinion, if you transfer 2 and the 2 of them implant by God's grace, or you want implant, yes, at least they would get to full term, and thereby preventing further expenses and further risk that might come to your baby in terms of everything I have mentioned: the nutrition, the infections. All these are issues with preterm babies. Okay, so you might want to think twice when you're asking your doctor to transfer 3 embryos. I've seen a lot of women that would say, can you transfer 4 embryos? Can you transfer 5 embryos? And I'll be like, it looks like these people don't know what they're talking about. So even to carry 1 pregnancy itself is a whole lot of task, let alone carrying 3, 4, 5 babies in your stomach, in your uterus. So let's try and be realistic. When you're pregnant, the aim is to safeguard you and safeguard your baby. Your safety, your come first, then that of a baby. So let's ensure that we give equal chances, or even if it's not equal chances, yes, let's make a very wise decision. You can ask for 2 embryos and leave the rest to God. Okay, so that will be about today's topic. Having multiple pregnancy, I've discussed, it comes with its own challenges. Okay, that's not to say if that is what you wish for, you shouldn't go for it. Okay, with good care, good medical care, yes, your babies would be fine, definitely fine. Okay, so thank you for watching today's episode of Fertility Talk with Olarunke Thaddeus. For more consultation or for inquiries, please kindly send us DM. You can also comment below, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to please share the video. Thank you.